I don't know what's wrong with it. I am watering it daily, twice as I notice it gets dry pretty quickly. Along with this, I have fertilized it as well. Any ideas what I
Those are questions I would have before I would start just spouting out advice.
This recipe was for peony jelly, but...
An idea? You're getting way too many ideas, and some of them...
Check your local garden center and just see if you've always wanted to grow wisteria, you maybe can.
And for how many different sources did you check that peonies were indeed 100% edible?
1.
So
She didn't die.
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our garden nook.
Hey, before we start the podcast, can I show you something?
Yeah, what's going on?
So I'm super excited. Look at this. Look at this. It's continuing. Look at this.
What's going on?
So this is new. Well, sorry, I'm excited. It's not new. This is a fertilizer I used to use back in Quebec.
Fafard.
It's killer. So this was on the East Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know how old it is, but I was using it 30 years ago. It's organic. It's made from chicken manure. I love this one, Urban Gardener. This is for balcony growers, small space.
No
you don't need a
way.
huge amount of fertilizer, but it's literally...
Are you serious?
So you can salt bay it.
That's so cool. Okay.
Brand new into the West.
Yeah.
And I think all the people that came from Quebec and Ontario, when they see this, they're going to be as excited as I am.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I'm looking at it and I feel like when it tells you on the front of the bag, this is for vegetable gardens.
Yep.
It's not like we're trying to make you guess what this is for. Like if you were growing a specific thing, then you know, okay, I need to look for this specific fertilizer. What's that one again?
That one is the all-purpose. So the base fertilizer in it is chicken manure and it's organic.
Oh, you're kidding. We have all of these in store.
All of them. We've got different size flowers. We have the Urban Gardener. We've got the all-purpose. And family-owned business. They focused on the East Coast where they were from, and now they're finally expanding, and I genuinely couldn't be happier.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, well, I'm going to go take a look downstairs in the greenhouse then and grab some fertilizer.
When you garden this, you got a new fertilizer.
Yeah, okay. Fafard.
Fafard.
Oh, I like it. Colin, I'm so excited.
Okay.
I bought a plant last week.
Okay.
And I thought I'd never be able to own one. On a number of occasions, I've referenced Bridgerton and how I would love to grow wisteria.
Yep.
So I was in the perennials department and I'm like, ooh, that's a pretty flower. And I went up to it. I'm like, that's wisteria. And I'm like, guys, I think this is in the wrong department. I think this is supposed to be an annual.
Guys, ixnay.
Yeah, let's move these quickly.
Ixnay on the wisteria way.
I seriously thought that A, we would never get them in the greenhouse, and B, that they would be annual here.
Yeah,
and it turns out I've surprised a bunch of other people over on the Golden Acre social media.
Yeah.
I posted them and somebody was like, say what? And now I have to convince whoever, their partner, their dog, whatever, that they have to get one. So I picked one up and it's currently in my backyard. I haven't planted it yet, but it is doing so well that so I have it sitting in a corner just in case it gets windy or whatever. And it's already started climbing everything in its vicinity.
Yep.
It's very quick. So anyway, so I just thought that was so cool. If you're in Canada,
that is so cool.
Check your local garden center and just see if you've always wanted to grow wisteria. You maybe can.
And for whoever had to convince somebody, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yes, exactly. You know what's another cool thing though is I learned this week that apparently if you have a peony, that you might be able to consume the petals. Have you heard that?
That is funny that you bring that up. Because what plant did Jenny and I just hear? Oh my God, I can't remember it now. It'll come to me during the episode. That's two plants.
Seriously, that you just
two
like
plants in under a week. I've heard that, and plants that I have worked with forever.
Yeah.
And I'm just hearing this now.
Right?
What?
Like, you know that you can make like hibiscus tea, for example,
Yeah.
right? So like there's some things like flowers, we can consume some flowers.
Nasturtium, lavender,
Pansy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't realize that you could do stuff with the petals. So do not raid your neighbor's garden.
Oh.
Do this on your own untreated peonies. It's very important that they're untreated.
Yeah.
But essentially this is how you would make hibiscus. So you can make I'm getting too excited. I just need to slow down a little bit. Wisteria, peony tea. This recipe was for peony jelly, but you can make peony tea as well. So you take the petals, and you would take 3 to 4 cups of peony petals, 4 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
Wait. Sorry. 3 to 4 cups of peony. Okay.
Yeah, you need a lot.
That's, yeah.
Well, this is for,
so then
this makes 3 jars. So just like,
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing a cup of tea.
Potent.
Yeah.
I guess that's important, hey? 1 box of powdered pectin and 2.5 cups of sugar. You boil the petals in pour boiling water over the petals and steep overnight. Strain and discard petals. Bring the petal tea and lemon juice to a boil. Stir in pectin and sugar and boil until dissolved. And then ladle into prepared jars with a 1/4 inch headspace. So you can do this. You can make peony petal tea as well.
Yeah.
You just,
just skip that pectin part.
All that part. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to put it out there, how many different sauces did you check that peonies were indeed 100% edible?
1.
So
she didn't die.
I'd still want to go a little.
The track record is good. I saw her do it.
I personally would go a little deeper, but
okay.
The thing is,
Hey, Gemini, are peony petals edible? Yes.
Okay.
Says the internet. They offer a sweet, floral, and slightly crisp taste.
Fair enough. And I think it was safe, but like I said, when it comes to...
But it says the roots, seeds, and stems are considered toxic.
There we go.
So there you go. So, okay. So context is important.
Exactly. Because that my thought is, like you saying the petals, is somebody going to be like, well, what happens if I put some leaves in there? That's all I'm saying is just a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper.
This is the reason you're still alive on the planet, Colin. You have some experience here.
That, you know what, though? The part that doesn't surprise me, the part that I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense, is the amount of sugar in peony.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they get sticky right before they open. That's why the ants love them.
Yes.
So all of the high concentration of sugar would make it sweet, but just because something has sugar doesn't necessarily mean it's edible.
And maybe take out the ants.
Well, the protein.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not into it. Anyway.
Yeah, just spray it off. And often once they've opened, you do see a lot less ants on them. So when the peony buds, those big fat round buds, and they're almost shiny, that's all of the sugars it's secreting, and the ants are like all over that. Once it's bloomed, it's used all those sugars and it's not as shiny. So then the ants go looking for other stuff. So you often see a lot less ants on the bloomed peony as opposed to the bud.
Oh, there you go. That's good. Yeah. Oof. So maybe try it out. Do your research, try it out, and maybe leave us a comment down below and let us know what you think.
Jenny loves tea, but if I ripped all of her peony flowers.
Just one. That made 3 cups. So if you just do one
peony flowers are big.
Exactly.
Like I think you can get a lot of cups from one flower.
Oh, I'm curious now. Okay. Well, today is Wednesday, and this is when we sort of take it to the questions. Do you have a conundrum in your own garden? Do you want to know, I don't know, what Colin does on a Saturday night? I don't know.
Nothing.
Anything. You're like, you're not going to like the answer.
Yeah, my answer's really easy.
Okay. Well, this week I actually went to one of the local forums.
Okay.
Just kind of see what people are talking about right now. And what's interesting is I left that search feeling very overwhelmed. So let me give you an example of a post that I saw.
Okay.
And it's a very good question. I hope that they listen to the Helpful Gardeners podcast so that they can ask this question and we'll answer it. But essentially, here's how it goes. I got this basket from X. I don't know what's wrong with it. I am watering it daily. Twice as I notice it gets dry pretty quickly. Along with this, I have fertilized it as well. Any ideas what I might be doing wrong? And it's this picture of what looks to be, it's got some calibrachoa. It's got some little yellow, and like it looks like an annual hanging basket that is very, I don't know, sun-loving. And let's go to the comments section because this is why I got overwhelmed. It says, repotted. It looks root bound. Another person. I wonder if it has too much sun. Do you have a more shaded spot that you can try? Another person, not sure what's wrong, but if you're watering it from the top twice a day, it might not like it. So now water from the bottom. Another person, that basket was overplanted and highly fertilized to increase growth and maximize profit. Dismantle the whole basket and separate the plants. Then clean by cutting into 2 or 3 sections, trim out the dead, and remove all the flowers. Another person, did it get frost? Another person, they said get the one with the least flowers and least amount of buds.
Well,
So
that's not
basically go
helpful.
back.
Yeah, that's.
And then another. So anyway, it goes on and on and on. And I think the thing is that it seemed like everybody had a different solution, but nobody really knew what was going on. Nobody asked. Some people asked questions, but it didn't feel like it captured the whole scenario, and everybody sort of put on their expert hat and was like, it's
Fair.
totally this, and you have to do all of these things. But it was all different advice.
Yep.
Why don't I show you this picture and you can kind of get an idea
Of what people were looking at.
well, yeah. So you see this hanging basket, and what are
Okay.
your initial thoughts?
Could be root bound, but that's a pretty big pot. Those plants don't mind being root bound. It definitely looks like it isn't retaining water. If that's south facing, looks like there's a lot of white around it. It could be getting a little, like it might not have climatized properly. So I've done this myself. I've bought plants directly from the nursery where they're cared for. They're under, whatever. I think our Lexan is like 40% or something. And then we take them and we put them outside in a fully exposed area where they're blasted with wind. Then the temperature drops, they get rain, and then they cook in 28-degree sun. And then we go, what's wrong with it? Needs a little bit of love. Needs a little bit of love. So I would definitely trim off the parts that are dead. I would look at my watering. I certainly wouldn't take it all apart. Most people, especially with hanging planters, they don't have the time to lift it down, stand it in water to see if that is great. Underwatering, watering from the bottom is amazing. But let's be honest here, giving advice that somebody cannot do or will not do is pointless, even giving the advice.
Good point.
Right? It doesn't matter what somebody, all those tips that we see where it's like, oh, this life hack. And you're like, well, I'm never going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's not a hack.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to use it. Personally, I would trim it if you can. The one piece I did like, it might be getting too much exposure. Like that is front and center hanging up there on somebody's front street. Probably the wind howls down there. Was it the other night? I went outside with some seedlings and I was using my body to shelter them from the wind.
Oh.
They were lying flat. I opened the door and they went, boom,
Oh yeah.
because the wind hit them. So that could be windburn, sunburn. I wouldn't worry too much about root bound because that pot doesn't look like it's pushing out anywhere at all. But I would have more questions for the person.
Yeah,
Right?
tailor the advice sort of thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And be like, they're like, no, man, I'm set it and forget it. Because look at the pot right next to it that has the coleus, because everybody's like too much sun. But the pot right behind it with the coleus and the lysomarcha is a shade-loving pot.
Great point. I never
So
even thought to look at the
maybe-
plant.
Maybe that's north-facing,
Interesting.
right? Because the planter behind it is a shade planter.
Yeah.
So you have to ask them, why do you have a sun lover and a shade lover in the same area? And why does the shade lover look like it's doing better?
Huh.
So those are questions I would have before I would start just spouting out advice.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's a really good point. I love going to local forums because it's convenient.
Sure.
You can pretty much get an answer right away. You don't have to wait for an expert to get back to you or whatever the case may be. You don't have to bring your plant into a local forum to be like, here. But I do have to admit is that, you can't really get tailored advice. And this feels very overwhelming.
A lot of people on the internet, it's that whole thing. You don't have to be right. You have to be first. Okay. I don't know if you remember, probably this is more your generation than mine. Remember that trend, I guess, on YouTube where the number one comment was always first.
Yeah.
And somebody would post something and everybody just had to write first because it was more important to be the first comment than anything relevant,
Sure.
anything deep. And the other day, Harry was like, I've got a problem with my car. I went on the highway and it started shaking. And he's like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. So he took it to our mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And our mechanic laughed. Nothing wrong with his car mechanically. He'd gone off-roading in it and it was caked with mud.
Oh.
And the mud had dried and hardened, like that thick clay mud.
Yeah.
So it had been wet when he went out there.
Mm-hmm.
The mechanic literally took his pressure washer, blasted it all off, didn't even charge him, and the car works great.
There you go.
So people like to overthink things. People like to overcomplicate things. And whenever somebody comes with a question like that, unless you know immediately, like I got somebody sent me a picture and they said, what is this all over the grass? It's not poop, but it looks like poop. And they sent me a picture. It was the plugs left from a lawn aeration.
Yeah.
No problem. I can answer that. I don't need any more information.
Right.
But ones like that, I've got some guesses. Mm-hmm. I've got some educated guesses. But what I have first and foremost are questions.
Mm-hmm. But the nice thing about coming into, say, like a garden center is that if the one person that you talk to doesn't know, they know the people that work there and who might be the best expert to talk to about that. Everybody has their niche.
And some of that advice is, one of them, it's root bound, repot it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it is. Sure, it could be. But then another advice was take it all apart and take every individual plant out. Well, if it's root bound, you're not doing that without seriously damaging and or killing the plants.
Yeah, and you've just wasted time.
Yeah. The advice, buy them smaller where they don't have flower buds. Sound advice, but that's advice for next year.
Yeah.
When somebody is drowning, don't teach them how to swim. Okay? That is helpful, but that is information they could have used either next year or a month earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. So another question is, I don't know how long they've had it out for. Maybe it did get too cold. We haven't had a frost in a while, so I'm going to say maybe not frost. Plus, a lot of the tips did look good still. Frost would have done more damage, but I don't know. But them saying, I've been fertilizing it. How much? Mm-hmm. How much have you been fertilizing?
Oh, because it could be burned.
That could be, if you're like, I'm going to bring it back, so I'm going to keep fertilizing it.
And what if you're fertilizing it, like say your fertilizer is, they're watering twice a day sometimes.
Yeah.
What if the fertilizer is going in twice a day?
Yeah. Or you fertilized it, then you've watered it and washed it all out. Because if you're using a water-soluble fertilizer and it's not retaining water, then it's not retaining fertilizer.
Yeah.
So if that's the case where, okay, maybe you do need to water it. And we've talked about this as a regular thing. I have pots, excuse me, that look great. They are ridiculously healthy, but they are fully exposed to sun and wind. They do need to be watered twice a day. They are holding the moisture, but the size of the pot, it can't hold enough moisture. They dry out to the point where even with some of my tomatoes, I'll mulch my pot to keep more moisture in. If they're not holding moisture because of exposure or whatever the reason, then maybe I would say, what fertilizer are you using? A water soluble? Maybe go to a granular.
But also you had a really great point. And what I am actually surprised that nobody pointed out in this whole post was that the planter beside it is thriving.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something like they're doing something right. They're watering, they're fertilizing, they're doing, the base things. It seems like correct.
Did you get both planters from the same place?
I always struggle with that too, because it's like, is a plant if it comes from one place versus the other place? I don't know. Like that's a whole other thing that we don't even want to get into. But it's sort of like looking at the entire story is so, so important. And so maybe, if you want to put like an initial thing on a local forum and just get like an idea of what you might be looking at, but be prepared that you're going to get a multitude of answers. Yeah,
exactly. Because you're not getting an idea, you're getting way too many ideas. And some of them are just not. And the other thing I don't like about impractical advice, you give impractical advice, you also run the risk of making somebody feel like they're failing. Mm-hmm. Don't believe everything you see. Don't let somebody else make you feel bad, and get to the experts.
Mm. Well, if you do have a question about your garden and you kind of want just go to the source, one answer, and maybe you don't have the time to come to the garden center, then you can always reach out to the Helpful Gardeners podcast. We may not get back to you in like 30 minutes.
Yep.
But you might save your peace of mind a little bit more. So there's a few ways that you can do that. You can head over to goldenacre.ca/podcast and you can leave us a voice note. You can also reach out to us at the Helpful Gardeners Pod over on Instagram. Hey, if you even want to talk to us about peony petals or another thing that you heard that you might be able to consume.
Or if you want to talk to us about the comments, we can put on our judgmental gardener hats.
Maybe you saw a post that you're like, I saw this post and I got so angry. Maybe we could be spicy with you. You know, the spicy gardeners.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram at The Helpful Gardeners Pod. Keep on growing, gardeners!
Hosting the Helpful Gardeners has been extremely helpful in my gardening journey, but I have a secret weapon that I really want to show you today, and that is the Yard Smart program, developed in partnership between the City of Calgary and the Calgary Horticultural Society. It's so great. I wish more cities across the country had something like this because they have free online guides for different garden types. So a sun-loving garden or a perennial garden or a trees and shrubs garden or a pollinator-friendly garden. And I love their free videos over on their website, and they cover different topics like gardening on a budget or starting a garden bed from scratch, which if you've been following the podcast this year, that has been my main garden goal. You have to go online and check it out. Head to calgary.ca/yardsmart, or you can head in-store to Golden Acre Home and Garden here in Calgary, Alberta, and pick up your free copies of their guides today. Happy planting!